Good morning. So today's No Frills video is going to run a little bit longer in all probability. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. This is Jan. Welcome to another episode of Save Money and More with Jan channel. All week long, I've been answering common questions that have been asked of me in the past. And one question came up, not too often, but it does come up on occasion. Jan, how do you make so many videos with different topics? Well, here's how. Number one, because of my thorough experience as an educator, as a school teacher of grades 3 and grade 6, I had to every week create my plan book to suffice for 7 subjects completely different per day, 5 times a week, 4 weeks out of every calendar month from September to June. So if you look it up that way, think of it that way, I had to create different subject matter in my plan book, which was always submitted to the principal, who had to approve it every single week. Yeah. That's a lot of planning for at least 38 to 40 children in the classroom, in the homeroom classroom. That's a lot of messages. So that gave me a lot of experience in creating tons of messages over time. And that's a good thing. And because I am sort of kind of still a teacher in my own way, sharing messages, I call them messages more than lessons. Okay. Um, Message is really my favorite route to go. Some will get something from it, some will not. So it's just a message that I am extending. All right. So, an answer to that question, which has come up, and it's a good question, and I thank you for it. Thank you for your interest. I hope you enjoyed this week, and I want to continue to talk today about another common thing. Sometimes, and I kind of sort of don't understand this, why some people do not, NOT, bold print, do not see a correlation between grocery stockpiling and saving money. They look at it as spending money. Well, I call that spending to save. Now, first of all, in any intended grocery purchase I make, trust me, because I am a bean counter, despite my disdain for math, except for fundamental math. I do everything in the grocery store or online shopping with great intention. I do not shop randomly. I do not shop to fill an emotional need. I do not shop out of boredom. You know what it is? You see, I take whatever money I earn very seriously because it took effort, it took planning, it took time, and you never get time back. So for me to just throw away my hard earned and hopefully at times smart earned money, for me it's wrong. It just, I don't know, it just hits me in my gut. So I'm just going to not do that. So when I make a purchase, I make it with great intention. Now, getting back to stockpiling groceries. Okay, so many times people think of the stockpile in terms of the long term, that beautiful, shelving or room. Some people have it very fancy. Some people work their cans or their boxes out of a cardboard box. Some people have an under the bed box. Some people have a table with a cloth over it, covering up their precious grocery stockpile. All good, totally all good, because it's accomplishing the same goal. But to not correlate that with saving money, I scratch my head on that. Who else finds that baffling? Is it not baffling to think that one is going to save money? Now look at it like this too. I'm not worried about this big day, like big. I'm not thinking along those terms, and I'm not saying that nothing's ever possible in life. Anything is possible. That is not what my focus is. When I when I choose to stockpile groceries, we all, in our own ways, stockpile groceries. We have to eat, don't we? So even if we're planning ahead for just the next 7 days, that's your stash of grocery stockpiling. Okay. Now, some of our stuff is going to go into longer term use. Again, to not see this as a money keeper, prices change. Prices could change at a moment's notice. Items could become unavailable. The weather may turn bad. You may get a sudden decrease out of nowhere of loss of income loss, like I did that year, 1997, when our whole department in what we thought was secure jobs at a major hospital in New York. And it was Valentine's Day that year, and people were getting called down to the human resources one by one, like bowling pins getting knocked down. People came back with a funny face, and nobody said a word. Then your name was called down. Go downstairs, get the speech, come back with a funny face. This went on for 2 hours on Valentine's Day, 1997. I don't think I'll ever forget that day. When I walked home from work that day, I don't even know how I crossed those major streets on those big avenue blocks here in the city. Don't ask me how I got home safely, but I did. Thank you, Jesus. I just come right out with it. So there really is a huge correlation. Okay, so being prepared, your grocery stockpile is another way of saving money. Not just time, not just effort, not just energy, not just convenience. Think of it as a money keeper. That's why I'm baffled when people don't see the correlation. This is more of an answer more than a question posed to me. Yes, there is a correlation, a huge correlation between stockpiling in advance for needed groceries and money keeping, for being prepared. Isn't that what saving money and living a more secure financial life is about? Being prepared, taking care of matters during the calmer times. And of course, the bird clock. Good morning, bird clock. Yes, I said this video is going to go a little bit over, but it is well worth it. I'm just saying, isn't it better to start getting prepared for things during quieter times? Nothing's worse than at the last minute when you have, I like what people say, unexpected emergency. Well, all emergencies are unexpected, in my opinion, anyway. I never heard of a pre planned emergency. Well, at 12 o'clock on the 15th of whenever month, you are going to have an emergency. That doesn't exist. If that existed, everybody I know would definitely be prepared. We have to be prepared for the unexpected. We have to be prepared for the unplanned. Emergencies in general in life are unplanned and unexpected. Is there a correlation between stockpiling groceries and money keeping? Absolutely. So to not notice that is kind of strange. I don't get it. I just don't get it. Well, anyway, thank you so much for being here during this special No Frills week of my answering some questions. And I may do this again in a few weeks, answering specific questions that have been given to me. I thank you for your time. Thanks for being here. Don't forget to come back every afternoon, Monday through Friday, around 2 p.m. Eastern for my longer form content. You have no idea how much I love to help you and how much I appreciate every single one of you. Have an amazing, fantastic upcoming weekend. Take good care of yourself and your family.